Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. My name is Colin, and as always, I'm here to welcome you to my channel. Today we have a very special battle against the one, the only, JoeUX9. For those who do not know, ranked #1 in CP, a godlike gamer in of himself, and someone we've worked with in the past, and someone we featured on the channel before, and the draft league I participated in last time. So I'm very excited to show off a battle versus Joe. I think Joe's a great player. He's one to take a format and just really push it to its limits early using very standard, very good stuff. So I'm very excited to see what Joe has to offer to us today. And let's get into this team preview versus Joe. Also, once again, I'll be using the same exact team as last time, so nothing new, nothing fresh. But we'll see how it fares versus someone of Joe's caliber. We are 1-0 with it. Alright, so we have a new team from Joe. I saw him using a different team with Cresselia and friends, but we have a team consisting of Tyranitar, Arcanine, Gyarados, Rotom, Mo, Latios, and Togekiss. So, it's pretty similar to our own, but with obviously a different type of weather and a different type of, just completely different weather and a completely different style of team. We have obviously a rain team with Scizor. They have a sand team, but we do have 3 of the same Pokemon. But I think Scizor is going to be incredible, and I think it's going to be a dance to play Scizor as best as I possibly can. So I really like Ludicolo plus Latios lead with Scizor and Politoed in the back. I think this looks pretty good. I think Arcanine could be pretty good as well, just against like Rotom. Intimidate's great. Snarl's good against Togekiss and Latios, and I think Togekiss could be good as well. But I think this time around we're just going to go without it. I think it's just going to be a weather war, and I think it's going to be how well Joe can play Tyranitar and Arcanine to beat my Scizor and dodge around the rain. So it's gonna be a fun one. I think we have ourselves a good old-fashioned weather war, which is something that I've always loved playing. I think weather wars are some of the most fun you can have in this game. So we're gonna see Gyarados Rotom lead into Ludicolo and Latios. So I feel really good about this already, just because we're threatening a lot of damage with Latios, but we're also not really threatened by either Pokemon, which feels really good. I kind of want a Draco. I kind of want to like fake out Draco something, but I'm not sure which. We also have to be careful of the potential for swaps here into Togekiss. But we have to imagine that I'm on like... killing Gyarados is really good because it's really good for Scizor. But I don't know if they would let us have that one. Half of me is tempted to Ice Beam Gyarados as it switches. Like, I really am tempted. I'm going to Ice Beam Gyarados because I think it's going to switch into Togekiss. I'm going to Draco Meteor Rotom. I think Gyarados is really important to... Oh, we just missed. I think Gyarados is really important to their team to beat Scizor, so I'm really surprised that he just left it in like that. The Draco Meteor miss on a Rotom was a little bit unfortunate. But we are going to get a free little Ice Beam off onto this Gyarados if we survive this Leaf Storm, which we take it pretty well. Ludicolo has a big, juicy special defense stat, so that's not the biggest concern. Ice Beam comes through. Gonna do decent damage to Gyarados. Definitely put it within range of Draco Meteor, which I think is really important. Rotom did hurt itself a lot with that play. I'm gonna swap into Scizor here, and I'm gonna go for Draco Meteor onto Gyarados to try and pick up this KO. I think Rotom might switch into Togekiss. That's my fear here, is Rotom will swap into Togekiss, and he's just gonna go for like a Waterfall or Crunch or Ice Fang, whatever, onto Ludicolo to try and pick up that KO. But Rotom is not switching out. Okay. Interesting. Unless it's slower than me, but we know it's not. Draco Meteor, I am faster than Gyarados. This should pick up the KO onto Gyarados. I'm really hoping. Gyarados goes down. So that's an early KO. We got 1 KO. We did trade it for about half of our Ludicolo's health because of an earlier missed Draco. But I think maybe the first Draco might have put me into a better spot, honestly. And Scizor's going to tank this Leaf Storm like a champion, honestly. So that was a good switch from me. Arcanine comes in. I don't think it's a huge deal. Latios can freely swap. This game state looks pretty positive for Scizor here. Even if Arcanine comes in, I have Politoed and we're good to go. But it's going to be T-Tar. Okay. That's fine by me. They're going to start the weather war here. So they have their Mon in. So, is Arcanine in the back, is the question I'm wondering. We can freely go for Scizor into Tyranitar here, and we could swap into Politoed at very little cost to us, I think. Because I don't need to get too crazy here. I don't think I need to get too crazy in terms of what I do with Scizor and with Latios, just because we can set up the rain here. And I think getting the rain and potentially putting pressure on the Tyranitar is really good, because we are up a Pokemon, which I think is really, really important in any weather war. And they're at -4 special attack with Rotom, so as long as there's no critical hits, Politoed is sitting so pretty. When I see this T-Bolt come in, it's going to do like 10 damage to Scizor. No Para. We're going to see Assurance come through. That is one speedy Tyranitar, but Scizor lives. That's big. That's big. Oh my god, that's a critical hit. That had to have been a critical hit. Or it's just the fastest, frailest Tyranitar I've ever seen. Huh. That's really interesting. That's really interesting to me, because I think it's really telling of what kind of Tyranitar that was. Because that Tyranitar outsped Scizor. My Scizor isn't fast by any means, but Tyranitar normally doesn't outspeed Scizor, which is really, really important to note here. Part of me doesn't want to reveal Parrish Song. I don't think there's a need to. I think I can just get away with Skull. Joe's actually going to forfeit. Okay. Huh. So that was a crisp game 1 that we got there. Really content with that one. I don't know if Joe expected Draco Meteor to kill, or if he thought. I mean, I guess Scizor kind of lived with 20 HP, a little bit of bulk. We aren't the most bulky Scizor, but I also didn't expect Scizor to one-shot Tyranitar, which is really scary to me. That thing might be like Choice Band or something, and it's really fast. It's way faster than I expected it to be. So I led with Gyarados, Rotom. I think Latios is a great lead as well. Fake Out plus Latios. Chef's kiss. Amazing stuff. I don't think we have to change up too much of what we're doing. He brought both Intimidators. He brought 2 Pokemon, Gyarados and Arcanine, who Scizor completely can't touch and is worthless versus. But he did bring them both. But I think Scizor is still valuable because the 2 Pokemon he didn't bring, Scizor shines versus. And if he brings them this time, which he might do, might adjust, I think he'll be extremely valuable. So I'm just kind of hoping here. I'm just kind of hoping that Scizor still remains useful. And there they are, Latios and Togekiss into our own Latios and Ludicolo. Okay. So right here, I don't really want to mess around with anything too crazy. I kind of want to Ice Beam. I'm kind of afraid of an Air Slash. I'm kind of afraid of a Speed Tie here. I think we should just Ice Beam and Fake Out Latios. I think that's what we should do. Because I don't want to risk a Speed Tie, and I want to be able to pressure it next turn. And if I were to lose Ludicolo here, I don't think it would be the end of the world, just because I would be able to threaten a lot with Scizor and Latios next turn. And we do pick up the KO turn 1 on the Latios. Specs Latios showing why I love this format and why I love this Pokemon. Specs Latios is so much fun. We're going to see a Dazzle. Latios does always live this, which is really important to note, even if it gets critical hitted. We're going to see a crit on the Ludi. We're going to see a crit onto, not onto Latios, but onto Ludicolo, which is fine. This is good. I'm happy with this. Because again, we're up a Pokemon. So that makes my life 10 times easier because of the weather war we're trying to win. Alright, I think Latios is extremely valuable. I think Ludicolo is valuable as well. I think switching into Politoed is relatively safe. Because, well, Latios would switch first, which is actually something to note, is if Tyranitar does switch in, I would turn off the ring, and it would be faster than me. I think I'm just going to Ice Beam Togekiss, and switch into Toad in the Ludicolo slot. I think that's the play. There we go. Okay, so Ludicolo swaps out. So my opponent didn't swap out any weather setters here. We're going to bring in Politoed, which is good. The rain comes on. We actually are going to lose the weather war a little bit here. Togekiss is going to protect, which is not something I fully expected here. I was really afraid of the Tyranitar coming in. And we're just going to see a regular Snarl. Sure enough. That's fine. Okay. That's fine by me. That's fine. That's fine. This is good. I think the situation is totally fine. Scald Burns are a scary thing. I'm going to swap this Pokemon into Scizor. I think Scizor is like kind of okay here. It's not the greatest mon, but it's not bad. And I'm going to try to Scald Arcanine. It may switch to Tyranitar, but if it does, potential for burn. If it doesn't, pretty decent damage onto Arcanine. It's not going to do too much damage, but it's going to do a decent chunk just because it is in the rain and it is a water type. So it's not too bad. I think the situation does favor us a lot here. We have potential Parasong endgames if we are able to get a KO. We have Scizor in a decent enough spot. It might die to Flare Blitz now. Critical hit on the Scizor, that's fine. Scopeland's Kiss continues to be a menace. Does have to Arcanine. Perfect. Perfect damage. I'm going to go for Bullet Punch into Togekiss, just for the damage. And I'm going to go for Scald into Arcanine. I think this is super safe. I'm not seeing how I can get punished too much here. The worst case scenario would be maybe a switch into Tyranitar, but even then I don't think it's that bad. Like Snarl, Air Slash shouldn't kill us. If we get Air Slash flinched, it could be a bad turn. But I think this situation is looking really, really good for me. We should be able to potentially get the weather control as well. If there's no protects here, this situation is just amazing. We're going to see Togekiss get withdrawn into T-Tar. Okay, so it's going to try to live the hit with T-Tar. Turn off the rain for a second here. It's not Scarf Tyranitar, I know that. I was just trying to like run it through my head because Scarf Tyranitar is something that I've played against and experienced before. And Scarf Tyranitar can really mess up a Latios. And so I was like, does it outspeed me? Because I know it can. We're going to see Scizor go down. That's fine. Okay. And we're going to get this Scald off. It's going to take a lot of recoil. I assume it's going to be Big Berry. There's the Big Berry, yeah. Or is it Citrus? I think it has to be Big Berry. Yeah. So it's gonna heal back up with the Mago Berry. We're not going to do too much damage, honestly, because of the sand. But it's still a decent situation for us. And we know that this Tyranitar is extremely fast. I think I'm going to go into Latios here. I'm a little bit afraid of Extreme Speed, to be honest. Extreme Speed is something that's a little bit scary for me. I'm going to go for... I kind of want to Ice Beam the T-Tar, but I'm not sure. So what do we think they're going to do here? This end game is really strange. Because I think we can win, but I also know we can easily lose. I kind of want to Ice Beam Arcanine. The critical hit on Ludi sucks. And Scald Tyranitar. Tyranitar uses Protect. So this Ice Beam was correct unless they have Extreme Speed. Which they don't. Ice Beam comes through. Latios looks so cool. Arcanine's down. Okay. I could have swapped into Ludi and the game would have just been 1 right there. But I think this is okay. Latios will be buffeted. Latios is still going to be putting on big damage here. Threatening Togekiss with a good chunk. We're going to eat our Citrus Berry, which is fine. Fine and dandy. So I think Politoed is slower than this Tyranitar. Togekiss is relatively healthy. I'm going to Ice Beam Kiss. They're going to Dazzling Gleam Assurance 100%. So what do we do to get around that play? We Ice Beam Kiss and Protect. But what if they Protect Kiss and try to kill Latios? I'm gonna do this. They don't Protect Kiss. Oh, I thought of it. I knew that's what they could do, is just Dazzling Gleam Assurance. But I didn't go through with it. I think we might lose the Toad. I think we're definitely losing the Toad. I think we're gonna lose game 2 here. Tyranitar is much more of a problem here in game 2. Assurance. I should have protected. Politoed goes down. I don't know if we were winning anyways, to be honest. I think I needed to get the turn where Tyranitar protected, correct. I think that was my big downfall here. Let's see how fast this Kiss is. I assume it's faster than Ludicolo. I assume it's a little speedy. So we had Kiss, Latios. I think I should kill Togekiss, I suppose. So it doesn't Protect, which tells me it's not banned. Dazzling Gleam comes through. Perfect. That's a KO on a Ludi. Okay. So it was a good adjustment from Joe. I think Latios did force kind of a weird situation, even though we did get a really good turn 1 KO on Joe's Latios. It didn't matter because Togekiss did a ton of damage, which caused a lot of problems. I don't think I can just freely lead Scizor. I do think Scizor is probably correct. And it's a Mon that we should consider bringing. It's weird. It's a weird situation. I do like Latios a lot as a lead, though. We could mirror it. I think a mirror isn't horrible as a lead. They don't have a steel type, which Latios does enjoy. They do have a fairy, though. How do I want to win this? The lead just gave me a lot of problems. I think that was the big thing. I could lead Scissor plus Latios. That doesn't seem bad. Puts a lot of pressure on. Bring Togekiss in the back. No rain. No rain mode could be weird. I think I'm going to try this. I think this looks the best. I think this looks good. I think it puts a lot more pressure on what Joe just led, while also giving me Latios to pivot and play accordingly and adjust if something like, let's say Arcanine was led, you know? If Arcanine got led, we'll still be in a decent position, able to confront Arcanine here. Alright. It is a little weird, because they could Flare Blitz Dazzle, and that's not the greatest. But we could trade Scizor for something like Togekiss, but then we could just lose our Mon right out there, right away. It's kind of a weird turn. It's kind of a weird turn, because they do know that Scizor could go down, but they also could play accordingly around it. I want to try to get a KO. I really want to greed Draco here. I really do. I don't want Ice Beam. And just do damage, turn 1 to Kiss. I'm gonna Ice Beam Togekiss, and I'm gonna swap in a Toad. Yeah, I'm gonna swap in a Toad. I'll be ready to switch turn 2. I don't love my turn 1. I really don't. I was running out of time. I wasn't sure what the best course of action was. Joe had a great adjustment in leading Arcanine. But I did feel like I potentially could have just Draco'd the Arcanine. But we're gonna see the Protect turn 1 from Arcanine. I kind of wish I protected Scizor, but... Oh, we're seeing a double protect. Okay, they just want to scout what I lock myself into. That's respectable. That's a respectable turn 1. And we set up rain, so we kind of like threw the weather war a little bit. But I think it's fine. I think Togekiss swaps out like almost instantly, and we're just gonna see a Snarl. Snarl, Togekiss swap out. I think this is very likely. I really want to kill this guy. I really want to kill Arcanine. I think Togekiss is going to swap out, and I'm going to try to abuse that. Maybe I should have went into Scizor, honestly. Togekiss withdraws into Tyranitar to protect this Arcanine from taking too much damage, and then a Snarl. I think that's a relatively safe, good play from Joe. Yep. This is a good play. Good turn. Good turn. Good turn. Alright. I think I should have switched into Scizor. I really do. But I think it's fine. I kind of wish I went for a good old... oh, that was a big... Oh, that was a big crit. That was a huge critical hit. That's a game winner. That's a game winner critical hit. Joe just lost his best answer to Scizor. That one was huge. That one was freaking huge. Whew, Latios comes in. I think this is fine. We're going to go for Fake Out onto Latios, and we're going to swap into Scizor here pretty freely. I think that's a good play. Scizor looks fantastic, if you guys couldn't tell. It's just navigating around this Tyranitar. I think that's going to be big. Fake Out is decent damage. It's whatever. We are Snarled. Latios is going to Ludicolo dodge Rock Slide, which is really, really advantageous for me as well. Okay. I think switching to Politoed and Scalding is not a bad play. I also do think Scizor is in a somewhat good spot. I think Draco Meteor, like, high-key could come close to KOing Scizor, but... It's a matter of what I want to do here. I think Ludicolo is worth saving. Switching to Toad and X Scizor? Is that a good play? Should we just go for Ice Beam on the Latios and Sword Stance? I think that's better. Let's see. Latios is going to actually set up Tailwind. Okay, that's not what I expected. Rock Slide's coming through. That's fine. As long as Scizor doesn't flinch, I think we're really, really good here. But even if it does, I think we're okay, because I think Bullet Punch can grab this KO. Ice Beam does pretty solid damage there. Life Orb's going to do some damage to us. But we're healthy enough. Swords Dance goes off. That's big for Scizor. Big for Scizor Gaming here. And I think we should be okay here. Because Scizor should be able to live the hit. And we can just swap freely into Toad here. And then I think we just go for Bullet Punch into Latios, grab the KO, and then if Toad's here, we're just going to Bullet Punch again in Perish Song, and we should be able to stall out the game enough that I think Toad just wins with this Bullet Punch Scizor protecting Toad. Because Scizor is now the biggest threat in the game that they need to worry about and need to KO. Tyranitar's going to protect here. That's really good. Tyranitar's not the one I want to kill. Because I just want KOs for Politoed. I want the Weather War 1, and I want KOs for Politoed to stall out for an easy victory with Perish Song. That's my goal. I don't even know if I need to Perish. I think I could just Bullet Punch away and probably win the game. So I think I'm going to Bullet Punch Tyranitar because we know it can't protect, and I'm just going to go for Perish Song. And that should be fine because we know it's not Sash. We know it can't protect this turn. It fails, but even if it succeeded, we are covering for that with Perish Song. I think we're always okay. Tyranitar takes that, honestly, pretty well. We're going to see this Air Slash come through on a Scizor. Yep. Totally fine. Captain Scizor. Down for the count. But now my opponent's turns are numbered. Politoed sings its evil siren song. And all we got to do is switch out the Toad, and I think we're good to go. I think we go into Ludicolo. We just fake out. Honestly, we just fake out Togekiss. And I think that's all we need to do. And Toad's going to switch out here, though, into Latios. And I think we're good. I think we're good. The timing is a little weird because two of my Pokemon can't protect. And that's not good. But it does mean we get to fake out here. And if they don't actually kill... like, Politoed will just have one turn. And I think we're going to stall out Tailwind perfectly fine here is my intention here. I don't know, though. Actually, I'm not sure here. This might, we can still lose this. Togekiss flinches. They go for Rock Slide. Latios will live this. Takes it well, kind of. Perish Song. Tailwind peters out perfect. Because now Politoed, the big thing here is now, okay, so this is perfect because Tailwind petered out. I'm able to threaten a KO onto Tyranitar. If Tyranitar does go down, they can't kill Politoed. I think we just Dragon Pulse Tyranitar this turn, and then we're just going to go for Scald onto Tyranitar. I think that's fine, because they have to follow me, but they can't afford to do that. They can't win the game, because all I have to do is not protect this turn, and I'm good to go, because then on the final turn, I should be able to protect and win the game. I just need to use Latios offensively to protect my Politoed right now. And I should just win the game with Mr. Toad here. This game got really close. That critical hit was really, really fortunate, especially on such an important Pokemon like Arcanine. I think maybe I could have played my Scizor better in the mid-game, and then it would have been a much surefire victory, but I think we're okay. I think I did mess up a little bit, played a little sloppy, but I think we're going to be good here, because Dragon Pulse will kill Tyranitar, and then Politoed will just win the game with the last turn of Perish Song. Dazzling Gleam, yep. Because the only way we lose is if we get like Assurance Tier and die. But we can't do that if we kill Tyranitar. So, and if they press follow me there, then I still can't die because Assurance won't do as much to me. So I always win now. And Perish Song goes to 1. And we take the victory with a nice protect on the Politoed. No need to even play it out. No need to risk getting critical hitted or like flinched. Like, I don't know. I don't think we could lose. I think Politoed is bulky enough to live even a crit. But, you know, it's a free win with a protect, so we're going to go for it. Not give my opponent a single chance here to win. The rain will stop, and so will Togekiss's fragile heart. Good game, Joe. And that's the game. Woo! Woo! That critical hit was really fortunate, but thank you very much to Joe for the best of 3. That was a fun time. I'm glad we went to all 3 games. It was a little lucky at the end there. We did benefit a lot. I think it made the game extremely hard for Joe, but you know, it's Pokemon. But it was a fun game nonetheless. GG's to Joe. Hopefully we can play him again soon. Again, if you guys like the content, Let me know in the comments below. I'm really loving this format, and I think we'll do maybe 1 or 2 more games with this team, and then we'll swap it up again, get a new team, play people, maybe the same people, maybe be new people, who knows. But I love this format, and I love this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time.